Okay, Science 9. So there was a concern about the blurriness of my other video. So I'm just going, this is literally no explanations. I'm just filming the information from the screens for fill in the blank notes. So you can add this, you can use this if the other information you weren't able to see. So here's the first page. And there is the second half of that page. And of course, if you need to look at something, you would just pause this, right? Here, there's the WMIS symbols. You have this in your notes. Making sure you could see all of that. Here's the next page. So information on the particle theory. The second half of the page. Here's the next page talking about pure substances or mixtures. Top half. Middle. The bottom part. Here's information on mixtures of matter.
Keith Marks from 7A, please come to the gym. Keith Marks. Just a reminder that teams 1, 3, 4, and 5,
some more
grade 7 in a row.
information.
We're getting ready to roll.
And then the bottom part of that page. Once again, you're just pausing as you need it.
Can Colby King, Emma McMahon, and Annie Wang come to the office, please? Colby King, Emma McMahon, and Annie Wang to the office, please.
There's some information on emulsions and pure substance or not, and elements or compounds. Here's the notes on properties, chemical or physical. And some information on quantitative or qualitative properties. We looked at the different kinds of elements, so here's the top part of those notes. There's the bottom part of those notes. And the chart, which has all the information in it above. Topic 2, we do changes of matter. So here is physical or chemical change. And there's the clues that you had to memorize. And then we did some test your knowledge questions at the bottom. That was the lab we did. So physical change, chemical change in ancient Alberta. Here's the notes. Now this is now outcome number 2. So we looked at those. Law of conservation mass, law of definite composition. We looked at electrolysis as well. So once again, this is not the full explanation. This is just being able to see the notes because some people are telling me it's blurry. And we looked at making and breaking bonds. And we looked at endothermic versus exothermic changes. We did the lab what's in the bag. Here are some test your knowledge questions. Reactants are always on the left, arrow, and products are always on the right. Once again, this is just the notes being shown, right? And then we did some of these classifications as well. Burning gas was exo, cooking egg was endo, splitting hydrogen was endo, reaction of hot pack, exo, breaking bonds, endo, forming bonds, exo, cellular respiration, exo. We looked at the graph. Endothermic means the energy of the surroundings decrease. We see a decrease in temperature. And then exothermic, the surrounding temperatures increase. We did this today in the lab. We looked at chemical reactivity. So that as you go this way and this way, they become more reactive, and you used to go this way and this way for a non-metal, they become more reactive. So that is the main part of that. We just quickly sketched this in our notes. I mean, there's the paragraphs that explain all of it as well if you wanted it. Don't forget the very right column never reacts with anything. We didn't get into this yet. It's how to draw atoms. Topic 8, reaction rates. And I'll get you to add these into your notes as you're going along. We've done these before, right? So you know how to do those. We looked at factors that affect reaction rate. There's an assignment that we're going to do. We looked at corrosion, an example of controlling reaction rates. And we looked at combustion. This was not in your notes, but you could copy it down. It's a comparison of combustion and corrosion with a Venn diagram, what they have in common and what's different. We looked at what are elements. We looked at a little bit of the history of chemistry. And once again, this is not the full lesson. This is just so that you could fill in the blanks as you need to. We looked at Dalton's atomic theory. And you should memorize these. These you need to know. So it's another one of those lists. And there he is. This is a review again, elements and compounds. There's the notes for that part. And there's some notes for laws, theories, models, and observations. Here's the history of the atomic model, top part. Make sure you add this part in. This is the most important part of that whole page. Okay, there's no blanks for it, but you need to add those in. Okay, and then there's Bohr's and Louis de Broglie's models. And then there's an assignment that we're going to do. Classifying elements. This is all a review. Some elements occur as diatomic molecules. This one, hydrogen is H, argon is capital A little r, capital E S, capital S little I, capital C little u, K, P, and C. We already did all that. And then topic 5, the periodic table. So there's some information about the origins of the periodic table. And there were some corrections that need to be made in here. So cross out all that stuff that was there before. It's all wrong, and add this in. There's the metals, there's the non-metals, lining the staircase, or metalloids. Chemical families. Here's fill in the blanks. And when you watch the actual video, I'm going to show you how to draw atoms. So it's not in here, but you are responsible for that. And some information about the alkali earth metals, noble gases. Finally, the halogens. And we just did this lab today, ready to react. Nothing for me to show you here because it's all in the explanation video. Here's the answer key for it though. Okay, so once again, this is not the explanation video. This is just a quick posting of all the notes because it was blurry in some places. we looked at how to figure out protons, neutrons, electrons. Did some examples. This was the sheet for practice. You can check your answers after you've done them. We looked at chemical compounds, ionic and molecular. Stop for a sec. Once again, I gave you a full explanation in the video notes how to do this. This is just the fill in the blank stuff. And then that's the end of outcome number 3. And then into outcome 4, we looked at chemical formulas. We looked at how to write and figure out the number of elements and how many there are. So calcium, there's no number, so it's automatically 1. Cl is chlorine, and then there's 2 atoms. Right? This one, 6 carbon atoms. Hydrogen, there's 12 atoms. Oxygen, there's 6 atoms. I don't know if that page is in your notes, but you might want to copy that down. That'll help you with the assignments that goes with it. There we go. Whoops. Writing names of molecular compounds. So here are the rules. And in the actual video where I'm teaching it, I explain all of this. Once again, this is just for filling in the blanks. This will be in the video where I teach it to you. So, and this sheet is not in your notes. And then here's the rules for writing molecular formulas. Dicarbon means C with a 2. Hydride comes from hydrogen, H with a 4. Fluorine is F. Mono means 1. Chloride comes from chlorine, so FCl. And then here's some practice for you to try. Once again, in the full video, it's all there. This is just showing you fill in the blanks. Ionic compounds transfer electrons. So, sodium ion, you go to your periodic table of ions, and it's Na with a plus. Copper 2 ion is Cu with a 2 plus. Oxide is O with a 2 minus. Sulfate is a complex. Once again, that's all in the video notes, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. I'm just showing you the fill in the blank parts here. And of course, you're pausing the video to fill in the blanks. Okay, and then here we look at how to name ionic compounds. And this I run through it in my daily video of how to do that sort of stuff. There's some practice examples. Here's the answer to the worksheet that's in your notes that is, this one is practice. You'll actually have an actual one to do for marks. Okay? So after you've done the worksheet, of course, you can check these to make sure you did it right. And then there's a worksheet that you would do that's actually for marks. Writing ionic formulas. Once again, the full explanation will be in your notes. So step 1, use a periodic table, write down the ions form. So I can do 1 here. So you'll see there's calcium with a 2 plus and Cl with a minus. Right, it's ionic, so you get that little I acting thing I taught you in the videos. And then, of course, to balance these out, you need another Cl minus. Right, now 2 plus, 2 minus is 0, so your formula is Ca, Cl with a 2. And we did lots of practice in the video, and then this is a worksheet that's for practice in your notes. I'll just show you the answer keys for these. And then topic 7 deals with chemical reactions. We already know reactant arrow products, so this literally is all a review. And you remember the 7 clues. We dealt with that quite a bit. And then some more information about chemical equations. RAP, reactant arrow product. You in grade 9 are responsible for this part, word equations. But next year there is chemical equation as well. So here is, you write down all the formulas, and then you could balance it out. And this shows you 2 silver atoms react with 1 bromine atom to form 2 silver bromide compounds. And then there's questions on page 144. And then here's some practice with word equations. Right, so magnesium reacts with oxygen, so you write down magnesium I'm hoping the next page has the, there we go. Oh, no, that's more practice. Well, in the actual video, it shows you how to do those. I suppose I can do magnesium plus oxygen. Oxygen, arrow, magnesium. And that is all the video notes done at once.